Assalamu alaikum students and welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5, and this is another online lecture that we're going to have today. And as I told you that this week we are going to have literature classes. Okay, so this is going to be a literature lesson. Okay, so I welcome all the grade 4 students to another English literature class, and I am your English teacher, Miss Saba Arif. So before I begin, I want to people, how many of you watched the lecture yesterday? How many of you have seen the recorded lecture that was up- uploaded yesterday? Have all of you seen the uploaded lecture yesterday? Okay, if you people have seen the recorded lecture yesterday, then those of you who have seen, you must be knowing that we began a new lesson. Okay, we were previously doing the lesson Escape for Three. Remember, on Monday we did Escape for Three, and I told you that that day on Monday we have completed that lesson. Okay, and we have done all the work for it. And tomorrow in the recorded lecture, we began a new lesson. Okay, we have started a new lesson, that is the second lesson of our final term. Okay, so for those of you who have not seen the lecture, I'll just give you a quick review of it, okay, so that you can understand what we are doing. And then once the class is over, kindly see the recorded lecture of yesterday so that you can understand the beginning of the lesson. Okay, because today I will not begin the lesson from the first page, I will begin it from where we left it yesterday. Clear? So again, I'm repeating, if you have missed yesterday's lecture, kindly go and watch it today after this lecture so that you can understand what we are doing, because we have begun another lesson. Clear, everyone? Okay. So first of all, I want you all to have your wide range readers green book 4. This is your literature book, and definitely let me show you. This is the lesson that we have started. It's on page 102, and this is called The Boy Who Loved Ships. It's about a boy who loved ships. Okay, so this is our second lesson of final term. Clear, everyone? So I'm giving you a minute. Kindly take out your books and kindly open up the lesson. Okay, Hannah. Okay, Abil, if you are anybody who has not seen the lecture, don't worry. It's uploaded on the Google Classroom. You can see it afterwards. You can see it tomorrow during the daytime, anytime, so that you can at least understand. Okay. Okay. So our lesson is called The Boy Who Loved Ships. Now let's have a quick review of the lesson. A review is what we have already read. Okay. And a preview is what we are going to read. Okay. So what we are having today is a review. That is what we have read yesterday. We are having a revision of that. It's a review. Okay, clear? Okay. So Francis was a cheerful, friendly boy with curly brown hair and gray eyes. So actually, the boy who loved ships, the lesson is named about a boy who loved ships, and the name of that boy is Francis. Okay, his name is Francis. And what do you know about him? That he was a cheerful. Cheerful means a happy. Okay, he was a happy and a friendly boy. And what else do you know about him? How did he look like? He had curly brown hair. That means his hair had curls and it was brown in color. And also at the same time, his eyes were gray. So he was actually definitely a handsome looking good boy, and he was also very friendly and happy all the time. Okay. Okay. They lived in a broken warship floating at the river's edge beside the dockyard. So basically, what is the situation of this lesson? That is, what is the place it's located? It's located at the corner of the sea. Okay, and why? Because this boy used to live in a ship house. Okay, his house was actually a ship, a broken warship. What is a warship? As I told you yesterday, a warship is a ship that has been used during the wars and the battles. But now, because the ship was old, it was not good enough for the sailing or for to be used in the sea, because definitely its pieces were now old. It was all breaking up all the time. So now it was left in a corner, and this boy Francis and his family used to live in that broken warship. That means it was their home. And definitely it was not like the normal homes that we have with all the facilities and all the, the leisures and everything. But because these people were not very rich, they were poor people, so they managed in that ship house, and how that his mother used to hang the washings with the mast, and they used to play on the dock, and on the, sorry, on the floor of the ship, that is the deck. So, and what they used to do, they used to see all day long what his brothers, sisters, and he used to see all day long, that is the ships were coming to the dockyard. A dockyard is a place where the ships are repaired, okay, they are mended, they are repaired. And what else is done at the dockyard? The ships are repaired, and also the ships are loaded and unloaded over there. That means if they are bringing some goods, if they are bringing some stuff from any other place, so the ships are loaded and unloaded over there, okay. So they used to see all day long how the ships were coming, how they were getting loaded and unloaded and all that. So definitely the environment in which this boy Francis and his siblings grew up, they automatically developed a love for ships, because that is all they used to see. All their games were on the ship, they used to play on the ship, they used to, see how the small waves used to touch the edge of the ship. And this was all the games, they used to throw stones into the water, and this is all that was their daily routine. So definitely, for a boy who's living at the dockyard, who's living in a ship house, it is natural for him to develop a love for ships, okay. So that's why he loved the ships. And what else do we know about him here is that Francis loved to hear stories of treasure and pirates, the stories of battles, wild animals, and strange people. So basically, one another personality trait or another habit of Francis was that he used to go to the sailors. He used to sit with the sailors. Sailors are people who work on the ship. Okay, so when these people used to come back, Francis would go to them and he will sit with them and he will ask them to, tell him stories about the treasures and pirates. That is, the treasures are the valuable stuffs, and pirates are the sea robbers. So, definitely, if the sailors were out in the ship, sometimes they had a incident of meeting with the pirates, or sometimes they were, part of the battles, or sometimes they saw any wild animals in the sea or any other place they had been to, and definitely strange people. So he used to love hearing all these stories. Okay, so this is the beginning of the lesson that we have already read yesterday. So today we are going to start reading forward from page number 104. So hurry up, everyone, open up page number 104 and let's start reading. Beta, those of you who have joined me late, let me tell you a few things again. And please listen to me very carefully. This lesson is called The Boy Who Loved Ships. Okay. This is a new lesson that we began yesterday in the recorded lecture. Those of you who did not watch the recorded lecture yesterday, kindly watch it so that you understand the beginning of the lesson. This is no work is done in the copy as yet. When I will be doing the work in the copy, I will tell you, so don't get worried. And definitely, if I'm explaining something, I cannot answer your questions, very quickly, because definitely we are not in a class. If I speak, you speak, then the others will not be able to understand. Okay, so I saw your chat box right now, and definitely let me again tell you that this chapter is called The Boy Who Loved Ships. We have read page number 102 and 103 yesterday in the recorded lecture. Today we are beginning from page number 104. So please open up page number 104. Clear, everyone? Okay, so let's start reading. Now I'm gonna start reading from where we left yesterday. Okay, if you have not seen yesterday's lecture, then you will definitely, it will be difficult for you to understand. Beta, page 102, Abdul Samad, we read yesterday. We have done it in the recorded lecture. If you have not seen yesterday's recorded lecture, then you have to see it first. Page number 102 and 103 we have already done. Now we are going to start reading from page number 104. Is that clear, everyone? Please open up page number 104. Okay. So, although mother wanted a real house and father was too poor to buy one, Francis was perfectly happy. And of course, he could hardly help growing up to love ships. So, definitely, this is exactly what I just told you, that because Francis spent all his life at the sea, that is, living in a ship house. So, he had no reason to hate the ships. Definitely, if you are living in an environment where you see the ships all the time, you meet the sailors all the time, so eventually he developed a love for ships. Okay, he started liking the ships. And although his mother, that is his mother, definitely every woman, every child wants to have a proper house, but because these people were too poor, they knew that their father cannot buy them any new house, so they started enjoying this house, they started loving this house of their own, that was a ship house. And they were not actually now anymore looking forward to have a new home or a proper home. They definitely wanted a house, but now they were settled. They were happy in this house because they knew that the father was very poor, okay, and he could not afford a proper house, okay. While he was still a boy, he joined a small sailing ship. He had to work very hard in all sorts of weather, but he liked the life, and the captain grew so fond of him that when he died, he left the ship to Francis. So, Francis became the captain of his own ship, and then his adventures began. So, now, what we have read here, that when he was still a boy, that means when he was very young, he was not old enough. He joined a small sailing ship. That is, he became a part of the sailors team. He became a sailor. Okay, he joined the sailing ship. That means he became a sailor, and he was a very hard working boy. He was a very, very, very determined and a very hard working boy, and he would work hard in all sorts of weather. What is the meaning of sorts? Sorts means types, kinds, okay. So whether the weather, if it was a good weather, it was a harsh weather, it was a bad weather, it was not a good weather, still he used to enjoy this weather, okay, and he used to work in that weather. He was never afraid of any weathers, and he was always working. And he liked his life. That means he was happy, being a sailor. He enjoyed being on the ship. He enjoyed that kind of a life. And the captain of the ship. Now, who's the captain of the ship? The captain is the head of the ship, okay? The person who is the head of the ship, who everybody has to listen to the captain, okay? He is the main head of the ship. So the captain grew so fond of him. What is the meaning of fond? Fond is to start liking somebody. So the captain started liking him so much that when the captain died, he left the ship to Francis. That is, you know, he made Francis the captain, and he left the ship to Francis. Okay. Yes, beta, you have to underline all the words that I'm highlighting. I've told you this thing so many times. I am highlighting so that you can underline the difficult words. Okay. So what happened, that the captain was very happy with him, and the captain left the ship to him, and he became the captain of his own ship, and then the adventures began. What is an adventure? Let's see, what is an adventure. An adventure is an unusual and exciting or daring experience, something that is new, something that is different. So it was something that that you just don't know it's going to happen, and it just happens. So definitely Francis became the captain, and because he enjoyed sailing, he enjoyed that life. So then his adventures began. That is, then his stories of different incidents began. Okay, now let's see. There are many stories of Francis Drake. So actually, Francis Drake is the name of this boy. We call him Francis for short, but his full name was Francis Drake. Okay, when he was a man. But there is just one of them. But here is just one of them: the story of Great Armada. So basically, Francis Drake has many stories that are famous. He was a very famous sailor of his time, and there are many adventures about him. But here we are going to read about only one. We are only going to talk about one of them, that is the Great Armada. Okay, the Great Armada. What is the Great Armada? We are going to read about it. Okay, the Great Armada was a fleet of ships belonging to the King of Spain. They were the largest ships that had ever been built. They looked almost like castles floating on the sea, with great sails puffing out in the wind, and guns and cannons set upon the decks. There they were in the ports of Spain, waiting to sail across the sea to attack England. So basically, you see what was happening. What was first of all Great Armada? The Great Armada was a fleet of ships. That is, it was a, what is a fleet? Underline the word fleet. Fleet is a group of ships. Okay, that is, it was not one ship. The Great Armada was not one ship, but the Great Armada was actually a group of ships, many ships. And who did it belong to? It belonged to the King of Spain. Okay, it belonged to the King of Spain. That is, this was a Spanish fleet. Okay, the people of Spain are called Spanish. So this was actually a Spanish fleet, and the Great Armada belonged to the King of Spain. And they were the largest ships that had ever been built. That means they were actually very, very big. They were huge. In those days, very big ships were not made like normal, hardly medium sized ships were made. But Hannah, Maliha, and Abdul Samad, and all those who are continuously writing in the chat box, beta, please stop writing and concentrate on what I am explaining. You're wasting your time writing things rather than understanding the lesson. So please listen to what I'm explaining. This chapter has many difficult terms and many difficult words, but you people are continuously asking me questions. I will answer all your questions in the end. So please do not ask me questions right now. Right now, we are only doing the reading. We are reading page number 104. I have already told you. Please concentrate on the reading and the explanation. Do not keep asking questions. कहाँ काम करना है, क्या काम करना है, ये कहाँ है, वो कहाँ है. You are missing the explanation, children. Please stop asking me questions. I will answer your questions in the end. Right now, when we are doing the reading, please listen to the lecture. Do not keep asking questions again and again. कल क्या हुआ था, आज क्या हुआ है, ये क्या है, वो क्या है. These are all irrelevant questions when a lecture is going on. So please. Okay. So what was the Great Armada? It was a fleet of ships belonging to the King of Spain, and they were very big ships, and they looked almost like castles floating on the sea. So they were so big that they used to look like castles. Okay, they were like castles floating on the sea, and with great sails puffing out in the wind. So sails are the curtains that are actually holding the wind direction and help the ship to sail. So basically, they were it had big great sails and guns and cannons set up on their decks. Now, why did they have guns and cannons? Why they had these guns and these cannons set up on their decks? Deck is the floor of a ship, okay? So why were there guns and cannons set up? Because the Spanish fleet used to attack other countries and they used to capture other countries, okay? So this Great Armada, their next place which they wanted to have a war with, or which they wanted to attack, was England. And actually, they were in the ports of Spain. Port is a place that where the ships are usually harbored, or where they're anchored, where they are kept. So they were waiting in the ports of Spain. And why were they waiting? Because their next target was England, and Francis Drake was actually a captain at the port of England. So the next place where they wanted to come and attack was England. So now let's see how Francis Drake and the Great Armada, they are gonna have a battle together, because definitely Francis Drake was a very, very, very courageous and brave sailor, and he was also a good captain of the ships, and people used to like him a lot. And similarly, the Great Armada was a huge army, kind of a ship army. So let's see what's gonna happen. Everyone in England knew that the Armada would be coming soon. Soldiers kept watch upon the cliffs, ready to give the signal as soon as the Spanish ships appeared. The English navy was ready in the port of Plymouth. The English sailors were waiting for the battle. So basically, everyone in England was waiting for the Armada because they knew that the Spanish fleet would come and they will attack England. And the soldiers were actually keeping, they were watching the cliffs. What are the cliffs? Cliffs are a high, steep face of a rock. Okay, that is, above the mountains, the high mountains, you have the cliffs, and at the cliffs they used to wait, because definitely that was a much higher position to see from a height. And they were waiting that as soon as the Spanish ships will appear, that means if they will see them coming, then they will inform Francis Drake that the Spanish ships are about to attack us, so let's get prepared. Okay. And the English navy was ready in the port of Plymouth. So basically navy, as I told you, navy is the sea force. Okay, the sea force of a country. So it was ready in the port of Plymouth. Plymouth is a place. Okay, it's a place in England, and there was a port over there, and the navy was waiting there for the Spanish ships to come, and the sailors were waiting for the battle. And definitely the English sailors, the English people who used to work on the ships, they were waiting that when the Spanish ships will attack, we were gonna fight them back, we are gonna defend our country. In the towns and the villages and the country lanes, people all seem to talk about the same thing. So definitely everywhere the people, wherever they were, whether they were in the towns or they were in the villages, and the country lanes are the streets. Okay, everywhere the people were, whether they were in the towns of England, whether they were in the villages, or whether they were in the lanes, everybody used to talk about only one thing, and that was how they are going to defend their country, what are they going to do, how are they going to face the Great Armada, because definitely the Great Armada was the army was very powerful. They had big ships, they had technology, they had better weapons, it was huge. So definitely it was a challenge. I wonder when the Great Armada will come, they said to each other. So what did they tell each other? That they were just wondering. Wonder means to think, okay, to think about something. So they were just wondering when the Great Armada will come, and when they will attack, and what's gonna happen next, whether they will be able to defend their country, whether they will be able to fight courageously, or whether they will be defeated badly, and Spain will capture England. So they were all worried. The sooner the better, said some. We'll drive it away quickly enough with Francis Drake to command our ships. Command means to give order to somebody. Okay, so he was a commander over there. And finally, you see how much people depended on Francis Drake, how much they loved Francis Drake, that they were actually satisfied that Francis Drake is there, and he is going to have a very good strategy, he will have a very good planning, and he will definitely fight back, and he will save us. Okay, then they said that whenever they have to come, they can come, the Great Armada, because we are going to drive them away quickly, that is, we are going to defeat them, hum unhe hara denge. Drive them away means hara denge. Okay, and who is going to fight? Definitely Francis Drake will be in the forefront, and he is a very courageous and brave person. So we are going to stop here today, and now we are going to begin the classwork. If there is anything that you people have not understood till here, let me know, please. Okay, let me explain you the meaning. Just give me a minute. Okay, let me do this. Yes, now you can ask your questions. Puffing means better the smoke that comes out of a chimney. Okay, you have the ships, and they are usually run. Nowadays they are run on fuel, but in the olden days they were run on the coal. Coal used to be put, in the engines, and huge smoke used to come out from the chimneys. So those are the puffs. Okay, puffing is the smoke coming out of the chimneys. Okay, clear, Zainab?
मिस
Yes.
मिस
Yes,
मेरी जो
Abhi.
है ना इंग्लिश लिटरेचर की कॉपी स्कूल में, तो मेरे पेरेंट्स गए हैं स्कूल से वो कॉपी लेने, तो अभी मेरे पास है नहीं.
Beta, first of all, the copy, if it is in the school, then definitely Miss Harim will hand it over to your parents. Don't you have to worry. Okay. Second thing, I want you all to please mute your mics. Please mute your mics, everyone. I cannot listen to everybody all together. I cannot hear a single sound. Sufyan, behave yourself. And second thing, if anybody does not have a copy, do the work in a rough copy or any other copy, so that you don't miss it. Okay, clear? Now we are going to begin the
Teacher.
classwork.
Teacher.
Okay, you have to attempt this
Miss,
classwork in the English literature copy.
copy. Miss and copy. Miss English copy literature. Literature copy.
Yes, beta, this work will be done in the literature copy.
Miss new copy.
Why new copy? You have an English literature copy already, beta. Why new copy?
Miss okay.
Why will you need a new copy, beta? Okay, we are going to do this work in the English literature copy. Clear? First of all, you are going to make. Listen to me, everyone, now, please. Stop talking. Okay. First of all, you have to leave one page on which you will make the title page for this lesson. That is The Boy Who Loved Ships. Okay, you will just make a title page. So leave one page for making the title page because we are beginning a new lesson. So you need to make the title page. Leave one page for making the title page. Okay, clear? And then begin the work. This is your index. You can see the index lesson, The Boy Who Loved Ships. You are going to put the serial number, whatever serial number is in your copy. It's not necessary that it will be 6. जो भी serial number आपकी copy में आ रहा है आप वही serial number लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है? And you're going to write the lesson, The Boy Who Loved Ships, and today we are going to do the words and meanings. Okay, so clear, hurry up, write the index and then I'll show you the words and meanings. Ammar, first do the classwork and then worry about the homework, beta. You don't have to worry about the homework right now. First do the classwork. And worrying about the homework, you are going to, leave the classwork also. Hurry up, write the index. I'm giving you 1 minute. Shall I change the slide now? Everybody written the index. I'm again repeating. After the work of the lesson, the escape for 3, leave a page for the title page of the new lesson and then begin the work from the next page. Okay? एक पेज छोड़िएगा ताकि आप अपना टाइटल पेज बना सकें. टाइटल पेज आप बाद में बना सकते हैं, कोई क्यों अभी बनाने की जल्दी नहीं है. Do it afterwards. Okay? बस leave a page. Okay. These are the words and meanings. The first word is floated, moved on the surface of a liquid. The second word is dockyard, a place where ships and boats are loaded, unloaded, or mended. That means a place where the boats and the ships are repaired. Okay, and if they are coming with the goods and the stuff, if they are bringing some, अगर वो किसी और शहर से या कहीं से कोई सामान लेकर आ रहे हैं तो वो सामान पे से उतारा जाता है, और अगर कोई सामान कहीं भेजना है तो वो उनके ऊपर लोड किया जाता है. Okay, dockyard is that kind of a place. Mast. What is a mast? It's a tall pole that holds up the sails of the ship. So basically जो sails होती हैं, जो पर्दा लगा हुआ होता है ना ships और boats के ऊपर, उनको चलाने के लिए हवा की डायरेक्शन से, हवा की हेल्प से, उसको होल्ड करने के लिए एक टॉल पोल लगाया जाता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ मास्ट. ओके, एक पोल होता है जिसपे उस सेल को लगाया जाता है. क्लियर? क्रेडल, अ बेबीज मूविंग बेड और कॉट, जो हम बच्चों का झूला लगाते हैं यूजुअली, आप सबने देखा होगा. यू मस्ट ऑल हैव सीन, दैट इज अ क्रेडल. ओके. पायरेट्स, पायरेट्स आर सी रॉबर्स. सी रॉबर्स आर पीपल जो समंदर में चोरियां करते हैं, जो समंदर में डकैतियां करते हैं. दे आर द रॉबर्स. अपीयर्ड, केम इन व्यू, अपीयर्ड नजर आना. मिस्ट, फॉग, जो धुंध होती है जब कभी हम सुबह उठते हैं और कुछ दूर तक नजर नहीं आ रहा होता, दैट इज धुंध. एस्केप, टू गेट अवे. एस्केप मतलब चुपके से कहीं से निकल जाना, चले जाना. रिपल्स, स्मॉल वेव, छोटी छोटी जो लहरें बनती है जब हम अगर कोई पानी में आप छोटा सा स्टोन फेंकते हैं तो छोटी सी लहर बनती है, दैट इज अ रिपल. ओके. डेक, डेक इज अ फ्लोर इन द शिप. ओके, क्या होता है डेक? जो शिप का फ्लोर होता है उसे डेक कहते हैं. These are the 10 word meanings. You have 9 minutes to do this, so hurry up and do it in your copy, please. I cannot show the index again. If you have missed the index, then I either write it yourself. It's only the name of the lesson and the word meanings, or you can go to the Google Classroom and watch the lecture afterwards, because now the children are doing this work. So kindly do this work, please. Thank you. बाहर देखो, बाहर गई थी यहाँ।
अच्छा तो ये
sitting nervously and not eating. She said this sentence when Sunny asked Lavender why she was not eating her lunch and if she was feeling well. That's good. If we give you the thumbs up that you deserve. Hania Zara, I cannot read your answer, beta. Please discuss your answers in the chat box first. And if there is any grammatical mistake or if there is any other mistake, I'm going to just correct that mistake in the chat box.
Beta, if you don't have the copy, please do the work in a rough copy or in the diary or wherever you have a space, and then copy it afterwards in your copy. I cannot show the index again, beta. If you have missed it, then kindly watch the lecture again. I cannot keep moving the slides up and down. Okay, Zainab, very good. See, those children who focus on the work, it's easy for them to complete the work on time. Those who keep asking questions, they don't complete the work on time. I'll be uploading the homework assignment also today, so kindly after doing this work, check the homework assignment and complete it. Very good, Sahar. Okay, we have 5 minutes remaining. Hurry up, everyone. Mohammad Usman, kindly mute yourself. Mohammad Usman, kindly mute yourself, please. Thank you. Everybody done?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Very good. Please
Yes,
check
miss.
your spellings. If you, those of you who are done, please check the spellings and please write neatly. You people write very dirty.
No, miss.
Okay, you have 4 minutes. You can take 4 minutes. You have only 4 minutes remaining, so be quick.
Miss,
Yes, Sufyan.
miss, you will upload the lecture?
Yes, of course, I will upload the lecture.
Yes, I don't done my work. I'm working.
Please do it quickly. There are only 10 words meanings. Do it quickly, bete.
Miss, you have हाँ तो सोने दे पापा के इधर सोए थे
Sufyan, we are not interested in knowing what is happening in your home. Please mute the mic.
Teacher,
Yes, Anna.
can I leave the meeting because I have taken the screenshots?
Why have you taken the screenshots and why did not you do the work here? It's class work.
I am doing, but I already take the screenshot that if I didn't complete the work, I can do it.
Okay, we have only 2 minutes remaining, dear. 2 to 3 minutes. If you want to leave, you can. But
Okay.
actually, it's not good to leave
Miss
the class.
done.
Okay,
Miss
Raja.
done.
Okay, very good, very good. Please check the work. I should not see any spelling mistakes, and the writing should be very neat and clean.
Miss,
Yes, beta.
Miss, I
Miss,
don't
I have done my work.
4 minutes.
Miss, I've done my work.
Okay,
Miss, I
beta,
don't
good.
done my work. Give me 4 minutes.
Done.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, Sadia. Thank you.
Miss, give me 4 minutes. I want to done.
See, I have only 2 minutes remaining. In 2 minutes, if you do this, otherwise the meeting will automatically finish. Okay, and then you will have to go to the Google Classroom to complete the work. Okay. Done, miss. There are 10 word meanings. Make sure you write 1 to 10 all. Okay. Don't write half.
Miss, I take screenshot also.
Very good. Good. Yes, beta.
Teacher,
Yes.
can I submit on Friday?
No, the submission date is Saturday.
Actually,
Yes, beta.
actually we are going on Friday, so
Okay, you can bring your copy on Friday and submit it to Miss Harim. Okay, hand it over to Miss Harim and let her know whatever the issue is. Clear?
Miss, I can see number 10.
10 is deck. D-E-C-K, deck. D-E-C-K, deck. And the meaning is a floor in a ship. A floor, F-L-O-O-R, floor in a ship, S-H-I-P, ship. Number 10 is deck, a floor in a ship.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, I just wanted to say that I did 3 first, I did 4 first, then 3.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I have written the meaning in the chat box for those who did not get it. That is number 10.
Miss,
10 is
अगली
a
class
deck,
में
a floor in a ship.
बच्चों का कर देगा.
Okay.
Okay, children, those of you who have missed this, you can click it on the Google Classroom. Take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz, and I hope you enjoyed today's class. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Miss.
Allah,
Bye.
Assalamualaikum, Miss.
अल्लाह हाफिज. अस्सलाम वालेकुम कोई बोल रहा है. अल्लाह हाफिज. अल्लाह हाफिज.
Okay, Allah Hafiz, everyone.
अल्लाह हाफिज. अल्लाह हाफिज. अल्लाह हाफिज.